Hey there, it's Ben from patternprofits.net. I wanted to bring you a few ideas from the focus list into next week. We're starting first with Peloton. You can see anchored VWAP from the gap as well as the high. Price has now reclaimed both of those as well as a peekaboo candle on Friday coming through the descending trend line, just poking its head out above. We're looking for continuation here early next week. You have 170, 109, the prior high above, so we look for a run to that level. Then possibly pull back, flags up here, forms a handle. Some stalling action up here would be normal, expected, and healthy, especially if we get a good, healthy run to that level early in the week. So keep an eye out for continued strength on Peloton. I mentioned Huya earlier. I wanted to discuss Doyu. This is another way to play. They're merging, so this is basically one and the same idea. 1785 is the pivot on Doyu, so you have a big day on Thursday, big volume. Again, if kind of like we discussed with Huya, if we see this pullback flag here, come in on light volume, easy to manage risk with this 1785 level. So that's one way to get involved and play that, especially like I said, we see Huya. This one should pull back with it. I like that idea into next week if we do get some weakness there. I want to bring your attention to Pltk, Pltk. This is new merchandise, Israeli-based, social, interactive, and gaming. Think Yalla. It's got a 3509 pivot. It would be nice to see this pull back a little bit more. Give us a handle here, maybe an inside day to, or a descending trend line to bench our risk against. 3606 is the IPO pivot above, back above anchored VWAP from the IPO. I like this idea coming through 3509, 3606. I think we have about 10 days before earnings is scheduled. So there may be an opportunity to play this as a pre-earnings run, depending on how it acts early next week. Also, Datadog, like most of the good earnings over the last few weeks, it got hit. This seems to be a common trend this earnings season. So this prior pivot at 111.49, it did hold. In fact, we got a hammer here on Friday. The moving average cloud 10 period held their support also. So volume shelf just below. I would look for this. I mean, it's easy to bench against this 111.49 area, looking for a run back to that prior high, above 118, and then a breakout up here. So something to keep an eye on early next week. Continued strength continuation here coming through that prior pivot. This idea I kind of like into early next week. BEKE, we have a base here. And the thing that I like about this base is we have a power of 3 setting up real tight right here. That's where the 10-day, the 20-day, and the 50-day all come together within 1% of each other, real tight. Also have the VWAP from off the high in the same area with the volume shelf just below. Had a pocket pivot last week. Would be nice if this comes in just a little bit more and can get an entry tighter there. What you're targeting is up here to the prior high and pivot of 79.40. Come up to that level, get a flag formation, handle formation up here. You're in early for a potential breakout. So this is something to keep an eye on if it does come in just a little bit more or goes sideways and allows this to catch up a little bit. Power of 3 setup into next week. CDMO. CDMO, we have a VWAP pinch up high off of the breakout here, flag formation. The VWAP off of the breakout here held as support Thursday and Friday. You now have this little descending trend line and the VWAP off of the high above. So what we're looking for, this inside day on Friday, if it comes out to the upside, you'll reclaim the volume weighted average price from off of the high, as well as break through the descending trend line, and then we'd look for a move, a continuation move higher there. This one's a little bit extended, to think of as a position trade, but I do like this as a swing idea for next week. You have the volume shelf and volume point of control just above where we close on Friday. So if you push through there, you then have all of that, the volume weighted average price as well off the high, as well as the volume shelf and point of control of that area to provide potential support if you push through that area early next week. I have some more ideas from the power and velocity scan. I'll share those in a separate video.